Nicki's from South Jamaica, Queens, so like 50 Cent. So anybody, if me and you got a problem,
if you cozy up next to
and you
mine,
cozy up next to people I got a problem with, then we got a problem. Rap Life Review is back on, man. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to all the people who have subscribed. Nadeska, Low, I'm Ebro. It's International Women's Day and it's Women's History Month. This whole episode is about the women in the game, the women in hip hop. Shout to Nicki Minaj, new single, Red Da Sleeze, another alter ego from Nicki Minaj. I think it was already #1 on the hip hop rap charts in Apple Music. Shout to all the Barbs out there. Anything you'd like to say to the Barbs?
I don't know why you had to throw it to me.
Because one of the last dust-ups you had before the Tupac fans were the Nicki Minaj fan.
No, I'm a very, very hard critic of Nicki. I do believe that this single reminded me why I am a Nicki Minaj fan.
See, I was trying to help you. I was trying to say, why are you harsh with Nicki Minaj? Because your expectations are high.
I think it's the same thing with Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she, based on the last single, the Super Freaky Girl.
No, you shouldn't be so defensive. I was trying to help you say, I have harsh takes on Nicki Minaj because she's so amazing and I have high expectations of her. So when she doesn't hit those MC expectations, I have harsh takes.
Why does this not feel genuine? Is it just me? I think we're always just waiting for you to try to push him off the ledge.
He's trying to push me somewhere.
No, you guys are traumatized. That's all. It happens.
No, I do like the new single. Obviously, shouts to Lumi D.
Ted Smooth. That's the Ted Smooth Diwali chop of the chop of the Diwali rhythm, which was a popular.
Oh yeah, we got. I think we got about 4 or 5 different versions of Nicki on that record. And I'm actually glad to listen to it. I'm happy to play it. I'm happy to cheer Nicki on.
Yo, my man is doing all the happies. He don't want no smoke.
But
I'm happy for that.
I would tell y'all if this shit was trash.
No, you wouldn't. Them Nicki fans wore your ass out. Boy.
I actually like the single. It's a very, very dope single. So
yeah, it's the kind of single that reminds me why I love listening to Nicki. I still think in terms of just like flow, rapping abilities, her humor, she's the best. But I'm just not understanding all the negative energy still. You know what I mean?
You mean her taking shots at Megan Thee Stallion?
I'm not saying that's but why? I guess my question with her is always why. What I would love from Nicki, and in my opinion, obviously doesn't matter here,
to grow up,
is I want more looking ass energy where she's just shitting on dudes or whatever it is, or just people in general.
Not going at the girls.
I just think it's so stupid when you are the one. You're the one everybody looks up to. You know what I mean? People celebrate your success. They tell you how much they love you, but it's never enough. So to me, like, although the flow and everything, the beat's amazing, I actually enjoy it. When I'm like listening to what she's saying, shit kind of gets me annoyed.
One thing I've accepted from rappers in general, in this competitive culture, which is hip hop, when you're an MC, many of the greats have always figured out a way to motivate themselves by either fabricating people sliding them or just dwelling on people sliding them and constantly staying on that page.
Yeah.
I think
is it like a form of being delirious?
Nah, I mean,
it's a
like
form
Jordan.
of
It
like
gets you motivated,
motivation, I think,
is
in some
cool,
ways.
But I think we're dwelling a little bit too much. That's my opinion here.
Yeah, I don't even, I think.
I don't know what the root of their.
Well, so I think it goes to WAP, right? Because Megan and Nicki had a song. And then Megan did a song with Cardi with WAP, and I think remember,
shouldn't matter. It's just business.
No,
but
Nicki's from South Jamaica, Queens, so like 50 Cent. So anybody, if me and you got a problem,
if you cozy up next
cozy up next to people I got a problem with, then we got a problem.
Man,
that's just how
you two are friends with people that I do not move well with in this industry.
Well, we don't compete with each, like, we're not competing.
But isn't it also competitive? It's like we do shows like this together, but like, isn't our job a little bit competitive in some ways?
Yeah,
too?
no, people are definitely trying to take us out and take food off the table. For sure.
Take us
out. Not the same as
for
being
sure.
Rappers,
like
but
like for instance, y'all's generation is different than mine, right? I came up in radio where it was like, if you was on this station, and whoever wasn't on this station, we competing. We competing for being the hottest in the city. We competing for the clubs. We competing for the listeners. We competing to just be the best.
Yeah.
Some of that has gone by the wayside, I think, just because, as you mature, you're like, we don't own none of these companies.
I mean,
like,
some of it, but not all,
we
not
don't
all of
really
it.
have beef. We're just competing,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes I think that's where lines get crossed, where it's like, especially in rap nowadays, there are some rappers out here competing, right? Like you see Cole, you see Drake, you see Kendrick. They're taking shots at other MCs.
Yeah.
So now this, I think the Cardi Nicki thing spiraled into some actual physical altercations, which we were privy to, which took place. And then
Forgot about that.
and then the obviously the fan base and the engagement from all the fan bases going at each other on social,
which is dangerous as fuck.
which could be dangerous, creates engagement, clicks, all these other things, generates commerce in some way, generates passion from their fan
Then
bases.
it generates responses from them themselves.
And then which ultimately generates responses from the artists. And so it's a cyclical, toxic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, people are constantly throwing shots. So it's I understand what you're saying, because Nicki's as seen as the queen.
Yeah.
She's the queen of rap. Like there's nobody in her league as far as
She's just
this.
shooting below. I guess what
She-
I don't understand.
she's punching down
it doesn't,
in your mind.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I get
But
it.
I think in her mind and in her fan base's mind, is anybody play with Nicki, you could catch it.
Do you think she feels threatened still at this point in her career where she has to do that?
I think that it motivates you. I don't know. I don't know what she feels, but I would guess that as you age, right? Me as somebody who's been in the game a long time, if I see somebody that wants to get in the ring, I like that. Like
Right.
I want you to come take my slot. I want you to come and see if, oh, you saying I'm too old to be here or I shouldn't be here. Well, come take it then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's similar when you're someone like Nicki Minaj, who she could drop a single and it'll go #1. She'll drop a single and it's an international incident. She's got all these.
This is another reason it's crazy to me. It's not like she dropped some music and it's crickets out here.
Yeah.
So she needs to do all of this to start the beef. You're still #1. I don't get it. But anyway, it's the same story time and time again. Hopefully she drops an amazing album this year where it's not all about this.
But here's the other side of the Nicki Minaj thing. While she hasn't been the one that embraces all the different artists, that's never been, it wasn't made easy for her either.
Oh, for sure. And I understand that.
Right?
I can't imagine
and so
how
some
difficult
of that
it was.
is also just like, it's making sure that in some ways, and I know it's weird, but it's making sure that if you want to be the hottest in the game, you got to be really, really about that shit. You got to be able to spit. You got to be competitive. So there is some, look.
But none of that is what she's picking on. I don't understand. Like her last beef, like the one with Lotto, who's been on record talking about how she loves. That's what I'm saying. Like you're making all valid points and all of that is real and she should compete, whatever. But
she's saying, I think she's saying the track record of Nicki's controversies have been unprovoked. Like the Lotto thing.
Some, but we don't. I
don't know what's
can't
going behind
follow
the
all
scenes.
the things happening close enough because there'd be a lot of shit happening on blogs and the internet. I'll be like, wait, what happened? Right. So I don't want to get it like, but I will say that there are times where I'm like, really, Nicki, we doing this again?
Yeah.
But saying all that to say,
the record's fire.
But you still one of the greatest. So drop a great album and we're looking
and
forward
also
to it.
Nicki has inspired this whole generation to want to rap.
Again,
Ice
that's why
Ice Spice
it's,
came up here, was like, yo, I Nicki Minaj, like that's
you're
it.
just saying
That's
how
the
I
end all,
feel.
be all
That's why it
all.
doesn't make any sense to me. It's
Yeah.
like people worship
Yeah.
you and all you're gonna do is shit on them all the time.
Exactly.
What's the point? I
See what they're
understand.
made of. I want to say we are living in an era, a time, a moment where I don't believe we've had so many women rappers simultaneously having success at the same time. I don't know if this is ever this number.
Never.
Right.
And I think that's phenomenal. That doesn't mean that the women who rap are gonna get passes just because they're women. Like I think that needs to be laid out too. The same way we would be critical of dudes who rhyme and be like, yo, this is doo-doo and this is hot, or I ain't fucking with this. The same thing gotta happen for the ladies so that we are honest about the culture and the integrity of the culture.
I'm glad to see, like you just said, I'm glad to see all the ladies, regardless of how they spit, regardless of where they're from, regardless of what kind of songs they make, there is a place for all of them to exist. Like Nicki and Cardi, Lotto, Cash Doll, City Girls, Flo Milli, Glorilla,
Coiler
Ray.
And then there's people like a Rhapsody. If you're trying to just check for bars, you know what I mean?
It's all right there. So we can pick from the pack and still celebrate everyone without saying, nah, she's better than her because it's second and third. But yeah, we do that with the males. But
we do. No, it depends on the type of artist that they are. As you said,
if they're a similar pack, then it's like, I think
it's like
this
you're
one's
not
better.
comparing Jeezy and Hove.
No, not at all.
You're not putting that. You're not debating if Jeezy's the type of MC that Hove is.
Yeah.
No, you're having a Hove Nas debate.
Yes.
About the type of rapper that they are. You know what I mean?
I'll have the Jeezy and Ross debate. Boom. We can do that.
Right.
I can do the T.I. and Ludacris debate. We can do that. Now I can do the Foxy and Kim.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can do the Eve and Remy. Like we can do that. But I'm not gonna put because I think this one makes a better song, but this one raps better lyrically. Like we can have space for everybody.
And on that, I think that if like you brought up Lotto and Nicki kind of coming at, I think Nicki went at Lotto or Nicki, Nicki's deciding that
it was like the Grammy
are
thing.
The ops today. You know what I'm saying? I think those girls should get their bars up and let's get it on. If you feeling like these are the ops, like you know what I'm saying, it doesn't have to escalate to physical altercation or any of that. It never does. But you could definitely, if you got the lyrics.
Sure. I mean, they've already tried talking it out. That clearly didn't work, right? They had the call behind the scenes. They did it on social media. So to your point, that's what's next.
And maybe Nicki sees Lotto like, yo, she nice. I don't want to be friends with her. I want to compete with her instead. I don't want to be cool. I want us to all do our best.
See, I feel like he's trying on his like reasonable.
Well, no, I mean, for the first time in like 10 years, I actually understand what he's saying. Like,
first time in 10.
First time in 10 years. I understand. I think it's a sign of respect that Nicki, it's an underlining sign of respect that Nicki may have for Lotto. I think that she might be looking at Lotto like, hold on, this one is showing
something I got to deal with.
This one is showing signs of not letting up, experimenting, living in different lanes that I lived in, and might be able to do it better.
And had success with a pop record.
That's what I'm saying. So she's
had
looking
Mariah
at her
Carey
like,
on a joint out the gate.
So now she's looking at it like, oh shit.
Woo! Lotto, what you gonna do? So let's for International Women's Day and Women Running Rap. What do you think is the most anticipated album release for the women in rap this year?
It's Cardi.
Cardi?
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, we're looking forward to Nicki album, but obviously Cardi's the one we've been waiting for.
Right, because
it's been a few years.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's been 5 years.
It's been 5. Well, it's 2018.
Yeah.
I like that she took this much time because now we're going to really see like what she's been going through, where she's at mentally. I want to see musically, has she gotten better? Is she going to experiment? Is she going to...
and for you, does that mean just lyrically or her production or all?
Lyrically, song structure, production, like the ear for her production, who she brings on the project, who she collaborates with. But, you know, we've seen her just become this, you know, this huge, iconic superstar. So now I think this sophomore album is really going to prove that, yeah, she's going to give this one some trouble.
I was always brought to the understanding that a rapper is someone who is a persona, a character, a personality, who raps, tells stories. An MC can also be that, but an MC takes things a little bit further with their abilities as a lyricist, as a wordplay, punchline, clever,
bar structure,
delivery, these more intricate details. Do we agree that those are the kind of parameters of it? And so Cardi is a rapper, right? She's going to give you personality, emotion, style, these things that kind of lend itself to that.
Right.
Nicki can give you that, but Nicki can also give you these other attributes of emceeing and wordplay and clever wittiness that is expected from an MC. Rap has never seen, hip hop has never seen something as dynamic as Nicki Minaj.
Not at all.
I mean, there's elements of Missy. And then, like, when you listen to a Nicki record, just even how she will change her flow up mid-record, change her personality, like we've never seen anything like this from women in rap ever.
And that's what I was saying about the new record. There's about 4 different personalities on that record.
Listen, man, International Women's Day. Proud of all the women doing their thing right now in hip hop. Thank you so much for coming to the table. Thank you so much for coming with those fire records and bars and pushing the culture forward. For Nadeska and Low, I'm Ebro. This has been the Rap Life Review. Some of the comments I think that were pulled out of YouTube. I don't know if we want to get into them.
Sure. Did you have a chance? These are about your Ice Spice interview.
Okay.
I mean, okay. So crazy how when women artists are interviewed, it's always questions about dating and sneaking in relationship questions. And then another one goes on to say she was trying to tell you about how Riot encouraged her to rap, and you were talking about, relationships and things like that. I don't know.
So I love that question. I think that's a great question. I think a lot of women in their music put in relationships. It is about relationships. It's about dudes. It's about sexuality. Sitting down with someone, and when you're talking to them about their music, just like when dudes sit down and I've sat down with dudes and the whole album is them talking about, giving, having sex with girls and what they want to do to girls. I'm asking them those same questions. Mm-hmm. And so because that stuff is in the music, we're not going to just, as I pointed out earlier, I don't think, in some ways, I feel like it would be sexist for me to not ask. Just because you're a woman, I can't talk to you about sexuality. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put it in the record. Just because you're a woman, I can't talk to you about what's on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, in my view, that would be like, so now there's a certain expectation because you're a woman that we can't cover certain topics, as if that's off limits for adults to discuss. Right? You know what I mean? So in some regard, I think we live in a society that kind of sets these double standards. Some double standards make sense. Some like this one where it's like I can't talk to a lady about what's in her music and what she's talking about. That sounds crazy to me.
You are consistent. I will say that. It's true. You ask other females that, you ask male rappers the same thing, so it's not like you're switching up the story now.
No. I'm not gonna do that.
But I think those are all the comments.
That was it?
People just wanted to get at you about your Ice Spice interview.
This has been the Rap Life Review. Subscribe where you're watching right now. See y'all next week, maybe. Maybe not, if we're still in business.
Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Rap Life Review. I'm Nadeska, and you can catch me here every single week with Lowkey and Ebro. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing. Give us a like and drop a comment so we can hit you back next week.